All right, let's get right into it. We're about to pull back the curtain on something you do all the time, but probably never think twice about: placing an order online. It feels like magic, but what's really going on behind the scenes? You know the feeling. You find exactly what you're looking for, you hit that buy now button, and poof. A few days later, a package lands on your doorstep. It seems so simple, so instant. But that one little click, it actually kicks off an unbelievably complex, super high-speed journey through a hidden digital universe. So, to really wrap our heads around it, we're going to go on a guided tour. Think of it like we're exploring a massive, bustling digital city that powers the entire internet. We're going to check out its businesses, look at its architectural plans, learn its universal language, and even map out the secret roads that connect everything together.
Okay, our first stop on the tour is the city's commercial district. Just imagine a giant digital mall or an online superstore. By seeing how this place runs, we get to the heart of why all this tech even exists. It's all about serving the customer.
As you can see here, the path a customer takes is anything but random. From browsing products to getting that final delivery, it's a very specific sequence of steps. And in the world of business, there's a name for that. It's called a business process. It's really just the exact playbook a company follows to get a job done.
Now, this is where it gets really cool. Just like a real-world store has different departments, you've got cashiers, a stockroom, customer service, a digital business has specialized software for every single job. We call these enterprise applications. So you'll have one system managing the products, another one handling customer accounts, that's the CRM, and of course an accounting system for all the money. It's a whole team of apps working together.
Okay, so we've seen what the business does. But how do you actually build the company's digital headquarters? For that, let's head over to the city planning office. We're going to look at the two main blueprints architects use to construct these massive systems.
So blueprint number one is what we call the Monolithic Skyscraper. It's the old school way of doing things. Imagine putting every single part of your company, sales, accounting, shipping, all of it, into one gigantic single building. Everything is tightly wound together, all under one roof. And then we have the second, much more modern approach, the Microservices Campus. Now, instead of that one giant skyscraper, imagine building a whole corporate campus with lots of smaller, separate buildings. The accounting team gets their own building, customer service gets one, inventory gets another. Each building is a specialist and runs completely on its own.
And this table here really highlights the huge difference between them. With a skyscraper, if you need to update, say, the accounting software, you literally have to shut down the entire building. It's all or nothing. But with a campus, you can just renovate one building while all the others stay open for business. The takeaway here is pretty clear. The skyscraper might seem simpler at first, but the campus gives you incredible freedom and efficiency down the road.
Now, it doesn't matter if you have one skyscraper or a whole campus of buildings. All of those different departments need a single, standard way to communicate with each other. So for our next stop, we're heading to the Universal Post Office, the place that handles every message in our digital city.
And the secret sauce that makes all this communication possible is something called a REST API. Honestly, the best way to get this is to think of a waiter in a restaurant. You are the client, and the kitchen is the server. You don't need to know how to cook the food, right? You just need a standard way to give your order to the waiter, and they take care of the rest. That waiter, that middleman, that's the REST API.
And the beauty of this system is its simplicity. It really just comes down to 4 basic commands, and they're just like ordering food. Get is when you ask for information. Can I see the menu? Post is when you create something new, like, I'd like to place my order. Put is for changing something you already ordered. And delete is, well, you get it. It's a super intuitive language for making requests.
Okay, so if the API is our waiter, what's the order written on? What's the language? Well, that language is called JSON. Think of JSON as the standardized order ticket that every single restaurant in our city uses. It's a clean, simple format that both the customer and the kitchen can understand perfectly, so nothing gets lost in translation.
Now, take a look at the slide. This is what one of those JSON order tickets looks like. And don't let the brackets and quotes intimidate you. It's really just like filling out a form. You've got a label, like name, and then you have the value, John Smith. It's just a series of these simple name-value pairs that let you organize even complex information, like a full shipping address, in a really clean way.
All right, we've got our buildings, and we've got a universal language for them to communicate. For our last stop on the tour, we're going to go underground.
We're going to explore the city's hidden infrastructure, the actual roads, addresses, and traffic laws that let all these messages physically get from one place to another. At the very foundation of it all is the IP address. This is the unique street address for every single building or device in our digital city. It's non-negotiable. Just like your house, every device connected to the internet needs a specific address so the data knows where to find it.
But let's be honest, who can remember a long string of numbers? That's where DNS comes in to save the day. The domain name system is basically the city's phone book, or maybe it's GPS. When you type in an easy-to-remember name like google.com, DNS does the hard work of looking up its actual numerical IP address so your request can get to the right place.
And finally, there's HTTP. So if IP addresses are the streets and DNS is the map, then you can think of HTTP as the traffic laws. It's the protocol, the rules of the road, that makes sure the millions of data packets zipping around the city do so in an orderly way. Without it, you just have total chaos.
And just like that, our tour is over. We've journeyed all the way from the shiny storefronts right down to the hidden plumbing of our digital city. So let's pull out our map one last time and put all these pieces together.
Here's the big picture. Everything we saw connects back to our map. We started in the commercial district to understand the why of it all, the business process. Then we went to the planning office to see the blueprint, the software architecture. We stopped at the post office to learn the universal language of APIs and JSON. And finally, we mapped the roads, the networking foundation that makes it all possible. So that simple click on a Buy Now button, it's not magic at all. It's a beautiful, incredibly well-designed city humming with activity. We've just handed you the map. The only question left is, where are you going to explore next?